I wish Enterprise Season 5 got to tell the story Star Trek hinted at for 59 years. When Star Trek Enterprise ended after only 4 seasons in 2005, it left behind more than just a premature cancellation. It left behind the tantalizing outline of a story arc fans had been waiting to see for nearly 6 decades, a tale that the original Star Trek only hinted at and every subsequent series danced around. Season 5 of Enterprise could have told the foundational story of how Starfleet transformed from a fledgling space program into the proud Federation fleet Captain Kirk inherited. And in doing so, it would have finally shown us the birth of the United Federation of Planets, the single most important political experiment in Star Trek's history. This is the great irony of Enterprise, a prequel that stopped just before it reached the very events it was designed to set up. We were given glimpses Captain Archer struggles with interspecies diplomacy, the uneasy alliances between Vulcans, Andorians, and Tellarites, and the mounting tensions with the Romulans, but the show ended with a whimper, skipping over the most consequential chapter of Archer's career. Instead of dramatizing the Federation's founding, we were handed a rushed epilogue on the holodeck, framed by Riker and Troy. It wasn't just disappointing. It felt like an omission from Trek history itself. The Federation has always been a mythic idea. From the very beginning of Star Trek in 1966, the Federation was presented as something remarkable but never fully explained. We knew the Federation was a coalition of worlds dedicated to peace, exploration, and mutual defense, but the exact details of its founding remained vague. How did Vulcans, so suspicious of humans in Enterprise, come to see us as equals? How did Andorians, aggressive and mistrustful, become allies? And why did the Tellarites, often depicted as stubborn and quarrelsome, agree to sit at the same table? For 59 years, Star Trek has hinted at these answers. Dialogues in the original series made passing references to the Federation's birth. The Next Generation painted it as an inevitable triumph of reason. Deep Space Nine and Discovery added retrospective gravitas, showing how fragile such coalitions can be. But we never got the story itself, not in vivid detail, not through the eyes of the people who lived it. Enterprise Season 5 was poised to deliver it, and its absence is still one of the great what-ifs in Trek canon. What Season 5 could have been? Showrunner Manny Coto, who took over Enterprise in its final year, often discussed what Season 5 would have focused on had the series continued. His plan sounded like a dream for longtime Trek fans. First and foremost was the Federation arc. Captain Archer would move from explorer and soldier to statesman, negotiating treaties that would eventually form the Federation Charter. It would have been political drama with a Star Trek flavor, idealism clashing with suspicion, diplomacy tested by old grudges, and Archer's crew serving as both emissaries and protectors. And then there was the Romulan War, arguably the most anticipated conflict in Trek lore. Season 5 was meant to set the stage for the war, showing how Romulan shadow operations and covert aggression pushed Earth and its allies closer together. Fans have speculated for decades about how this war unfolded, and Enterprise was the perfect vehicle to tell it. The NX-01, which had already faced Romulan interference in Season 4's Babel 1 arc, was perfectly positioned to serve as Starfleet's frontline ship in the opening salvos of the war. Imagine a serialized storyline where every diplomatic success was undercut by the looming shadow of Romulan hostility. Why it would have mattered. A fifth season wouldn't just have tied Enterprise neatly into the rest of Star Trek continuity. It would have made good on the franchise's central promise, showing humanity's growth into something better. Enterprise was often criticized for making its characters too flawed, too fallible compared to the polished officers of later centuries. But that was the point. Season 5 could have shown those same flawed humans leading the way toward the Federation ideal. We would have seen Archer not just commanding missions, but wrestling with moral responsibility on a galactic scale. We would have watched Topple, after years of doubting humanity, become one of the Vulcans who argued for Federation membership. We would have seen Shran of the Andorians reluctantly becoming an ally and possibly even a Federation founder. These character arcs weren't just logical, they were earned, set up by the struggles of the previous seasons. The legacy of the untold story. Even without Season 5, the hints we got,